News 8 starts now.
Attacked. A shark rips off a Kauai surfer's arm. Tonight, eyewitnesses describe the terrifying encounter.
I was completely in shock, and then I got sick to my stomach.
We have night team coverage as fellow surfers react to the vicious attack.
A man opens fire outside a California courthouse, and it's all caught on tape.
No tricks, just treats at this local cafe. It's Cheap Eats in Kalihi.
Plus, why an Eva family spends months to turn this happy home into Hawaii's scariest haunted house.
Now, from Hilo to Hanalei, live, local, late breaking. This is News 8 at 10 with Howard Deshevsky and Jody Leong.
Good evening, everybody. We begin tonight with a late-breaking story from Kamehameha School.
There are reports tonight several football players there have been suspended. News 8's Russell Yamanoha joins us live now with more on the story. Russ?
That's right. The ILH Football Championship is on the line tomorrow night when state number 2 Kamehameha takes on number 3 St. Louis. But going into that game, some bad news for Kamehameha. According to an unnamed school official, several Kamehameha football players have been indefinitely suspended from school and will not play in the ILH title game tomorrow night against St. Louis. Unconfirmed reports say the players may have been involved in an incident last week on the Kapalama campus in which they were videotaped engaging in sexual activity with a female student. A Kamehameha spokesman said tonight that he could neither confirm nor deny the report, adding that it is Kamehameha school policy that matters of disciplinary action against students are kept confidential. Several calls to school officials were not returned tonight. We'll have more coming up later in sports.
Thanks a lot, Russell. Now to our other top story. A 13-year-old Kauai girl is recovering tonight after a shark bit off her arm.
Bethany Hamilton is in stable condition at Wilcox Hospital on Kauai tonight. She was attacked at about 8 o'clock this morning at Tunnels Beach, a popular surfing spot on Kauai's North Shore. We have night team coverage. Marvin Buenketseho tells us how the attack is affecting the surfing community. But we begin with News 8's Lisa Kubota live from Ala Moana. Lisa?
Howard, just to give you an idea of how large the shark is, this is the size of the 17-inch long bite mark it left behind. Now tonight, shark experts are studying the girl's surfboard for clues about the creature.
Because it was a large piece. It was a big shark.
Police measured the nearly 17-inch long bite mark on the mangled surfboard. This morning's violent attack surprised swimmers at the popular surf spot Tunnels Beach.
Bethany Hamilton was just kind of playing around, and the next thing I knew, she was kind of going for a wave, and she went from screaming of joy to pain, and a shark just took off her arm from from here down.
Amateur surfer Bethany Hamilton, seen here in a surf meet last summer, was with her friend Alana Blanchard and Alana's father, Holt Blanchard. In an instant, 13-year-old Bethany lost her left arm just below the shoulder.
There was no movement. It was a clean attack. She just took a bite and split.
Walba called 911 while Holt Blanchard applied a tourniquet using a board leash. Friends even went back out to search for the arm, hoping doctors could reattach it.
We're trying to get a boat together to go look for her arm, because it took a big chunk of foam, and usually when they do that, they spit it right out.
Lifeguards posted warning signs and closed off a section of the shoreline. Judging by the bite mark, experts estimate the shark to be 12 to 15 feet long. Bethany's family declined to talk to the media, but issued a statement asking for everyone's prayers.
The whole way through it, she remained conscious, and she was trying to paddle in by herself. She kept it together the whole way in. She never cried. I didn't see her cry, and she was a trooper.
Authorities say water conditions were clear at the time of the attack and that there were no indications that sharks were in the area. Lifeguards plan to reopen the stretch between Ke'e and Wainiha Beach tomorrow morning. Reporting live from Ala Moana Beach Park, Lisa Kubota, News 8.
Thank you, Lisa. The tragic event has sent a shockwave through the local surfing community. The night team's Marvin Buenketseho continues our coverage. Marv?
Well, you know, Bethany Hamilton and professional surfer Keala Kennelly have a good deal in common. Both are from the Garden Isle, born and raised. Both made their marks tearing it up on the ocean. But those similarities have only served to amplify Keala Kennelly's reaction to the stunning news.
I was completely in shock, and then I got sick to my stomach. I just wanted to throw up, And my whole family was actually in my apartment when we found out, and my mom was screaming, You know, my parents knew the girl a lot better than I.
Keala Kennelly is the top-ranked professional surfer on the World Championship Tour. She's also starred in the movie Blue Crush. Kennelly says she had the pleasure of meeting Bethany this past August.
She was with a group of her friends, and she was really excited to meet me, and they all wanted to talk about surfing and tell me about all their contests and results and stuff, and just a really happy, fun girl. I think it's so unfair, you know, like there's so many kids out there, you know, doing drugs or getting into trouble, and you know, here you have a young girl that's so positive and, you know, doing something really positive for herself, going out in the ocean and doing sports.
Kennelly is 25 years old, 12 years older than Bethany Hamilton. The elder stateswoman sends this personal message to young Bethany.
I wish her the best, and you have to just be strong, and you know, it's definitely going to be a big life-changing thing for her, but her life is by far way not over, and she just has to be strong and hang in there, and I'm praying for her.
Now at this moment, Kennelly is on her way to Fiji for a photo shoot, but she says she plans on visiting Bethany as soon as the pro surfer returns home. Reporting live, Marvin Winkin, Seho News 8.
Thanks a lot, Marv. Also on Kauai, a mother and daughter spent the day together after 5 years apart. Elka Herscher arrived on Kauai from Florida last night, one day after receiving word her missing daughter had been found. Police found 11-year-old Angeline was with Herscher's ex-husband. John Michael Bryan is accused of kidnapping Angeline in 1998. Kauai police arrested Bryan on Wednesday. Back on Oahu, a 30-year-old man went to court today to face charges he opened fire outside Porky's Bar in Kailua. Joseph Leak is accused of shooting a 16-year-old boy and a 24-year-old man early Monday. In court today, Leak's attorneys argued there isn't enough evidence to support attempted murder charges, but the judge disagreed and sent the case to trial. Leak is set to be arraigned at Circuit Court November 13th.
Honolulu police are looking for possible witnesses to a deadly shooting in Aiea over the weekend. Police believe these two people may know something about the murder, and they are asking for the two witnesses to come forward. 49-year-old Greg Morishima was gunned down Sunday night by several masked gunmen. The suspects took off in a beige or tan-colored SUV. If you have any information about the case, you are asked to call Honolulu police.
News 8 Everywhere begins tonight with some dramatic and frightening video. A man opened fire on his attorney outside a California courthouse today, and it was all caught on tape. And we warn you, the video you're about to see is disturbing. Witnesses believe 60-year-old William Stryler fired as many as 7 shots at his attorney.
I heard pow. Not pop, but it was a large pow, and then followed by 3 more.
Stryler calmly walked away as 53-year-old Jerry Curry, still standing, asked for help. News photographer Daniel Diaz identified Stryler before police arrested him.
This is the guy! Get off! Get off! Get off!
He was angry. He was very focused, yes. He just kept saying, you know, that's what he gets for making that noise.
Several witnesses say they first heard the two men arguing, that Stryler yelled at his attorney. At first, Curry tried to hide behind his briefcase. Then he sought safety behind a tree. Dozens of television cameras and reporters were on the scene covering the Robert Blake hearing, an unrelated case. But they found themselves witnesses to this bizarre shooting. Although the gunman fired from near point-blank range, his bloodied victim was responsive to emergency personnel before they transported him to the hospital in stable condition. Police say it appears Stryler was angry about a probate case, but they did not offer any other details.
In other news tonight, a disaster just 22 feet off the ground in Japan, a small stunt plane crashing in front of thousands of onlookers. The light aircraft crash as it rehearsed for an acrobatic stunt for an air show in Motegi, Japan. It's north of Tokyo. The Russian pilot flying the plane survived the crash, but is reportedly in serious condition tonight. More than 2,000 people were gathered to see the stunts and witness the crash. Nobody on the ground was injured as a result of this crash. To Southern California now, where homeowner Ben Mosco grabbed his camera as fire nearly devoured his home. It looked like a lost cause until helicopters showed up to drop water right on top of the fire. So far, the California wildfires have claimed 20 lives and destroyed more than 2,800 homes. They've also charred nearly 750,000 acres. And contestants on a British reality show were expecting a treat but ended up getting tricked. The contestants on the show Find Me a Man learned at the end of the show that Miriam, an attractive woman they'd been pursuing, so they thought was an attractive woman, but she proved to be a man. The contestants are demanding that the show not be broadcast and have even hired a lawyer. Sky One Television says the show is not currently scheduled to air.
Thousands of ghosts and goblins pack into Waikiki.
We'll take you there next when News 8 at 10 continues. But hey, why go to Waikiki when perhaps the scariest place on Earth is in the Ewa Plains? It's a spooky haunted house that even had our reporter transforming into an evil demon.
And rest in peace. It's R&Ps, and it's the focus of tonight's Cheap Eats.
And a little bit later in sports, we have a Halloween edition of Aloha Friday football. Will there be any spooky upsets? It's playoff time. Russell has highlights.
And nothing scary about the weekend forecast. Good news for surfers. Another swell is headed our way. I'll have all the details coming up later in your neighborhood weather forecast. A look at high temperatures across the state today. Kahului, Maui coming in as the hot spot with a high of 91 degrees. News 8 at 10. We'll be right back.
This portion of News 8 is brought to you by Outrigger Entertainment. Make your reservations now for Society of 7 Las Vegas at the Outrigger main showroom.
Happy Halloween. You're looking live from Waikiki tonight. Traffic is backed up as thousands pack into Kalakaua Avenue to show off their costumes and have a good time once the traffic eases. These are parties at the Wave Waikiki. There are parties at the Wave Waikiki tonight, Restaurant Row, Aloha Tower, and many other sites across Oahu. And when you think of Halloween, costumes and trick-or-treating probably come to mind.
But that's all child's play for one family in Ewa. They're modern-day monsters, and they take their Halloween holiday very seriously. We sent News 8's Joanne Shin out there earlier tonight. This is how she appeared on News 8 at 5. Well, since then, she has undergone a little bit of a transformation.
I can't believe they did this. This is a doing of the Armstrong family. And like I said, this is no ordinary family, one that can take just about anyone back to the dark side.
They say at this house, somewhere deep in Ewa, each year on Halloween, there's something strange that goes on. Come in a little closer. Even closer. Meet the Armstrongs. They spend half a year planning for today.
There's only 2 holidays that we actually really celebrate. It's only Halloween and New Year's.
That's Bill and Tim, the masterminds behind this wicked creation. 2 brothers living out a childhood fantasy.
We grew up in Kalihi Valley, scaring kids in the graveyard.
Now they have Tim's house and a budget to work with to create what they call the haunted house of all haunted houses.
My mother said that the last graveyard that we had wasn't good enough because the headstones were made out of cardboard.
And that's when the madness began.
Our motto is, if someone says we can't do it, then we do the best we can to make it happen.
My pride and joy is actually the crematorium.
The garage converted into an elaborate maze, created not from a do-it-yourself kit, but derived from pure insanity. 6 months of work, $600 spent, half a football field of cardboard.
It's just unreal what we can do with cardboard.
The result?
Tim's wife will not go through it. My daughter is totally terrified. She won't even go during the day.
One house few dare to venture into. Those who do may never come out alive.
And the Armstrongs will be here as long as there are trick-or-treaters to scare. And one more thing, have a happy and safe Halloween. Reporting on scene from Ewa, Joanne Shin, News 8.
They're having lots of fun.
You're normal neighbors.
Oh, yeah. It's the scariest ride on the Las Vegas Strip.
Or perhaps anywhere on the planet. Buckle up. It's coming your way next on News 8 at 10. Also, your weather with meteorologist Sherry Shima as we take a peek at Waihe'e School, one of our neighborhood school net locations. 80 degrees at this hour.
This portion of News 8 is brought to you by Hawaiian Airlines. Check in a lot faster with Hawaiian Airlines Hele on check-in. It's as simple as 1, 2, 3. Hawaiian Airlines Hele on check-in. Live from News 8, your neighborhood weather report.
Welcome back. We have a sunny trade wind weekend in the forecast. Yes, I said trade winds. It looks like they should be back just in time for your Saturday, and they will be sticking with us into next week. Also, we have a North Shore swell arriving late tomorrow. 8 to 12 foot faces expected on the north side. The west coming in at 4 to 6. Right now, no marine warnings in effect. It looks like this swell should be below advisory levels. 1 to 3 foot faces along east as well as south facing shores. That trough that brought us the unstable weather as well as those clouds and showers throughout the week this week is starting to lift out to the north and starting to dissipate. This will allow high pressure to fill back in and return the trade winds statewide as early as tomorrow. And as we work our way through the weekend and into next week, we'll see those trade winds increase a notch. As far as radar imagery, we've seen a few showers developing in the afternoon hours. Most of the showers have tapered off in the evening. In fact, most of the moisture coming in on the leeward side of the Big Island as well as Kauai. The central portion of the state has been rather quiet this evening, and that's good news for trick-or-treaters who are out there this evening and those people enjoying the Halloween festivities into the late evening hours. We're looking at a partly cloudy holiday evening, Halloween evening, I should say, also a holiday, an isolated shower. The easterly trades blowing at 10 to 15, temperatures in the low to mid 70s tonight. And looking at your Saturday forecast, we should see sunshine over leeward areas, windward sections picking up a few isolated clouds as well as a few isolated showers. And as we work our way into the next 5 days, the trade winds will be increasing just a notch. We're looking at those trade winds to increase to about 15 to 25, in fact, by early next week. And with the breezier trade winds by midweek next week, we should also see the trade showers on the upswing, mainly affecting windward areas. And Friday photo day. Hey, let's take a look at this great shot. Beautiful shot, sunrise taken in Waimanalo, scented by Paul and Sean Murakawa. Early risers, I believe they were out there fishing.
All right.
So you could see the cirrus clouds as well as the low-level clouds out there. Very nice. And if you want to send us your favorite weather shot, you could send it to us at the address there on the screen, weather@KHNL.com, or here at the station.
Thanks a lot.
Sherry, thank you much.
Sure.
Sam and Lyle are heading to Kalihi for this week's Cheap Eats.
They're scaring up and dishing up more than just ghosts and goblins. Cheap Eats is coming up next on News 8 at 10.
On the next Sam Choi's Kitchen, opaka paka in spinach luau sauce and poke patties, all with a delicious blend of the Makaha Suns. Sam Choi's Kitchen, Saturday.
We all know it's Halloween.
Time for Sam and Lyle to scare up some Cheap Eats.
It's a tiny place, only 3 tables, but boy, do the customers love the food. We're back in Kalihi at R&P's Cafe and Catering, and Sam, might I say, you've never looked so good.
Wow, with a mouth like that, you're perfect for Cheap Eats.
Happy
Halloween!
Yes, walk into R&P's Cafe.
Happy Halloween. Welcome to R&P's Cafe and Catering.
And it's like every day is Halloween. Sam's in the kitchen with R&P's Preston Chun, where they're scaring up some ghosts and goblins. Plate lunches are priced from $4.45 to $5, and customers rave about the amount of food you get.
The crab cake is a crab patty. The hamburger steak, we normally get 1 or 2. You get 3 big patties.
I'm a big guy. The servings are really big. It's enough to fill me up.
Whoa, this place is magic. Sam, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, Lyle. Lyle?
Yeah. We're sampling some baked chicken, roast pork, Korean chicken, and a fruit platter.
Little trick-or-treat treat right here.
Oh, Korean chicken.
Oh, Lyle, how was that, Lyle?
Oh, Sam. Buenos.
Good.
Better than you find at the graveyard. It's R&P's Cafe and Catering in Kalihi. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Up next in sports, the Damien Monarchs accomplished something they've never done in school history.
And we have semifinal action from the OIA. Russell Yamanoha has the highlights next.
News 8 at 10 continues now with Aloha Friday Football.
How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Aloha Friday Football. We start tonight with some bad news for one of the state's top prep football programs. Kamehameha, ranked number 2 in the state, is faced with a possible scandal tonight. As we told you earlier, an unnamed school official told News 8 tonight that several football players have been suspended from school and will not play in the ILH Division I championship game tomorrow night against St. Louis. Reports say the players may have been involved in an incident last week on the Kamehameha campus in which they were videotaped engaging in sexual activity with a female student. A Kamehameha spokesman said tonight that he could neither confirm nor deny the report, and he added that matters of disciplinary action against students are kept confidential in accordance with Kamehameha school policy. Several calls to school officials were not returned tonight, but again, several players on Kamehameha's football team have been suspended and will not play in the ILH championship game tomorrow night when the Warriors take on St. Louis. Moving on now to matters on the field, the OIA Division I playoffs into semifinal play tonight. To start us off, we got a top 5 battle. Number 4, Kailua running with number 5, Mililani, and the Trojans catch a break early. Ian Tanaka comes up with the fumble, and that would lead to some tricky stuff. The halfback option pass, Aaron Bisho to Jordan Abduhan. 2 plays later, Mililani punches it in, but then Kailua comes surfing right back. Kelroy Kohatsu, he's got the ball, and he's not giving it up. Takes it just short of the goal line. On the very next play, he's in. The first of 20 straight unanswered points for Kailua. Mililani kept off the board by plays like this. Keahigu with the pick in the end zone. The Surf Riders turning that into points. Kohatsu deep to Dylan Linkner. That's a touchdown. This game's still underway, and it's in the 4th quarter with the score. There you see it. Kailua still holding to that 20-6 lead. In the early game, it was Kahuku taking on Farrington. Micah Carvalho. He goes play action pass deep down the middle of the field as Kahuku trying to bounce back from an early 12-6 deficit. And that would set up Tabita Opa. He takes it in for the Kahuku touchdown right here. Farrington trying to come back. Quarterback Eti Antonio. He's going to All-Star Matt Bell. Unfortunately, the Red Raiders just too much tonight. Michael Garcia, he's going to punch it home for another Kahuku touchdown. The Red Raiders win this one big, 42-18. They advance to next week's OIA Division I championship game. The ILH also into playoff ball. Damien and Iolani in a Division II battle. Raider quarterback Karen Kapo'o gets leveled. The ball gets scooped up by the Monarchs. Sony Savello, he returns it for a Damien touchdown, but Iolani coming back. Savello puts it up for Lee Korinaga, but Damien would come back to win this one. They win their first ILH title, 28-21, their first ILH Division II title. We move now to the college game. The Warrior football team is in San Jose, California tonight for a game tomorrow against San Jose State. The Spartans, no doubt, still hurting after they were absolutely hammered 77-14 last week at Boise State. But Hawaii not taking anything for granted. They've had their fair share of troubles on the road this year. Hawaii won't play at home again until Thanksgiving weekend. That's a fact not lost on Hawaii defensive lineman Mel Purcell.
I'm getting sick and tired of these road games, man. I mean, I want our fans to be there. You know, I want the whole island to be at every game we have, so I don't like road games and stuff like that, so it kind of throws me off.
Spartans and Warriors, they're kicking off tomorrow morning at 10 Hawaii time. That's noon Pacific. You can catch that game on K5, the home team. It's coming to you live from San Jose, California. Finally in sports, a tough weekend for local golf star Michelle Wie. Round 2 of the CJ Nine Bridges Classic in South Korea just completed, and Wie firing a 78 and coupled with her first round 85. That's 19 over for the event, and she's likely not to make the cut. Wie has said that this would be her last LPGA event of the year as she concentrates on her freshman year at Punahou. It's a tough way to go through your freshman year. Let's send it back up to the dance.
All right, Russell, thank you very much.
Lewis. Talk about a frightening Halloween, and we're not talking about the traffic in Waikiki. News 8 at 10 wraps up with a cliffhanger when we come back.
Finally, we saw it under construction. We've been telling you about it for weeks.
And tonight finally marked the grand opening of the new X-Cream ride at the Stratosphere Casino and Hotel in Las Vegas. The teeter-totter ride dips passengers over the edge of the tower and at speeds of up to 30 miles an hour. Riders feel as though they're plummeting to the Vegas Strip below. It'll cost you $8 to ride to the top of the Stratosphere. Once there, you'll have to pay an additional fee to ride X-Cream. I'll just go down a traditional way.
You could not pay me enough.
Appropriately named. I'd be screaming.
Yeah, really.
Would you do it?
No.
No.
Are you crazy?
The Tonight Show with Jay Leno is coming up next.
Thank you for watching News 8 at 10.
Happy Halloween.
Yes.
See ya.
Good night.